Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Yesterday was a losing day. I had the NHL, one of them, NHL one. We had the over 5.5 that hit. And then Washington had lost like 16 games in a row or something crazy. They end up showing up first quarter. They end up scoring 45 points. So the other team, Hawks, did not come back from that, and they didn't win. So, anyways, it was a good read. It was just a bad luck day. So we keep pushing forward. I have two plays for you in the NBA. Yesterday was very slim pickings. There was only like 3 games going on. So we only had like 2 plays and then a couple of props, and then one of the props didn't hit either. So anyways, it was a 1 and 2 day yesterday. It was not a good day, but we keep pushing forward. This is what it is. You have to be comfortable with losing. You also have to take the wins, because last week we had a 9-0 day, a 12-2 run, and then all week has been good. And then yesterday was not good. Actually, it was not crazy either. So anyways, here we go. I got 2 plays for you guys in basketball today. Let me get right to this. This is the Sharp Edge. If you guys want access to this, it's 14 days for free. But I created this tool called the line move tool. And this is where I'm getting a lot of my stuff from, because this was actually the final step that I was doing whenever I'm looking at all my plays. This is actually the final step that I was doing, but now I'm actually reversing it. This is actually my first step. I'll explain what this means, but basically, for example, it gives you a very clear indication here. The Pistons started at a plus 1.5. It's currently at a minus 2.5. So this is telling you that this is a lean on the Pistons, because the line moved 3 points. 70% of the bets, 71% of the money is coming in on the Pistons. So again, the line is shifting in the favor of the Pistons. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will show you, just by looking at this one screen, it's giving you a lot of information. So the other one here is the Hornets started at a plus 9.5, and it's currently at a plus 6.5. So it's telling you here the lean is at a plus 9.5 because the line shifted 3 points in the favor of the Hornets. Again, these are not plays. These are just strong leans where you would be. This is actually reading. If you learn how to read the casinos, this is actually how you read it. This is when you learn how to read line moves. This is exactly what this is. You're learning to read, or once you understand how to read the line move, you're understanding where the books are going and why they're going. I'm not going to go through all of these. Like I mentioned, the Warriors is another one to look at. The Pistons and the Celtics on the over. The Heat and the Bucks on the over, stuff like that. So there's a lot of information here. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to go back to the dashboard here, and now I'm going to go into the actual games. And the first one, you can see the projected score is at a 116 and a 116. So it's pretty even at a 232 right there. And you can go through each one of these and see that. So for example, I'm going to give you another example. You start piecing these things together and it starts making more sense. So for example, the Hornets, I had told you, it started at a plus 9.5 and then it went all the way down to a plus 6.5. This is another reason. The projections show that the Knicks are 120 compared to a 116. Those are projections. That's only a 4-point difference. Yet the books were giving you a plus 9.5. That's like I said, that once you start learning how to read this stuff, it starts stacking one information on top of the other, and then stuff starts to make more sense. So again, let me go into this Pistons game. This is the first one I'm going to hook you guys up with. The Warriors also looks good too. I'm not going to touch the Warriors today, but it does look good today. All right, let me get right into this. So first thing I wanted to start with is I shared this yesterday, and then somebody pointed out that this guy plays for the Bears. So we had a little bit of a scraper issue, but now it's fixed. So anyways, this guy plays for the Bears. But these 5 guys right here have been extremely hot getting touchdowns. This guy has 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 3, 2. Okay, so you might want to check that out. I don't like to do touchdowns, but it's information that we put out because it's popular and people love this stuff. So if you do anytime touchdowns, these are guys you should be looking at this week. The first play I'm looking at is going to be Boston versus Detroit. You can see right here that Tatum, obviously he's been out and he's going to be out the rest of the season, something with his ankle. So that those numbers are already baked into this information. So this is the one I was just sharing just now. That they started at a plus 1.5. It's currently at a minus 2.5. So it did move 3 points, and the lean you would be looking at is at the plus 1.5. Now, once you start like I said, once you start stacking this stuff, it starts making more sense, because once I see that this line has shifted 3 points and it went from underdog to favorite, that's when I pay attention. Especially with this guy, like I said, this guy is their main guy. He's out, and I'm going to start looking at deeper into why the Pistons game. So now you can see the Pistons are on a 13-game winning streak. They have a record of 15-2 in the last 17 games, and the market is screaming Detroit. The line has moved a massive 4 points, like I mentioned, from a plus 1.5 to a minus 3.5 or 2.5. So the line is shifting dramatically. And then these guys don't just cover; they win. Detroit has the best against the spread record. So even when they lose, they cover spreads. And they have the best ATS record in the league, 70% hit rate. So again, they don't just win; they consistently exceed expectations, and they beat the margins. So this is a mismatch offense. Detroit's elite, high-powered offense, 115 points per game. They're facing a disorganized Boston defense, and they're missing, again, their main player with Tatum being out. So anyways, I'm taking Detroit. You can take them at a plus 1.5. I'm taking them straight up to win. I was able to find that on Bet Rivers, I believe, for 150 odds. Can I take a screenshot of the Warriors game you have? Yeah. Let me go back into the Warriors. You could take a screenshot. So it's saying they should win by 2. The line shifted from Houston, or actually Golden State. Same thing as Detroit. They went from a plus 1.5 to a Golden State minus 2.5. So they went from underdog to favorite. Stephen Curry is playing. And I think Houston has a lot of injuries too. I'm not touching this game. There's a lot of contradictions, but that's the type of information that the Sharp Edge gives you. By the way, the Sharp Edge tool is linked in the description, and you can get 14 days for free. So check that out. So this thing is RLM, means reverse line move. What this means is that once the money is heavy on one side, like for example here, it's 81% of the money. 78% of the money, 81% of the bets is coming in on one side, yet the line is shifting the other way. That's called a reverse line move. That means the sharp money is pushing the line, even though a lot of money is coming in on the other side. So I hope this makes sense. Let me try to explain a little bit better. The Hornets started at a plus 9.5. They're currently at a plus 6.5. Yet the percentages of the money is only coming in 19% and 22% on the Hornets. So why is this line shifting so much? I've already given you one reason that might be happening is because the projections show that they should only be winning by 4 points, not 10 points. So anyways, you would be looking at the Hornets in this case. I'm not touching this game. I'm just giving you the type of information that pops out right inside the Sharp Edge. So I'm not touching this game. I don't trust the Hornets to even cover this spread at all. But here's another key indication. The Knicks are 22% in their last 9 road games. So they don't cover spreads. They've only covered the spread twice in the last 9 games. So that's another reason that might be shifting the other way. Let me answer a couple of questions, and I'll show you what this means here. How do I get access to the Sharp Edge? Go to the link in the description. It's beastsportspicks.com, and then you'll see where it says, let me actually just show you what it looks like. So if you go here, make sure you get you subscribe here first on YouTube so you don't miss out, and then click on free picks to get the free picks. Also, if you want to check us out for the VIP, it's right there. Discord, we do live betting too in there as well. And then the Sharp Edge tool is right here. Now, if you want to learn from us how we read all this stuff, how we come up with all this stuff, the link is right there. All right. Anyways, that's beastsportspicks.com. So now for the VIP stuff, we had, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had all of these are all shots on goal. So all of these are NHL shots on goal. These have been hitting extremely, extremely hot for it. It's like a 90% hit rate on shots on goal. Actually, it's reverse, sorry. PRAs are hitting at around 90% hit rate, and shots on goal are hitting around 68% hit rate. So all of these right here are shots on goal. All of these that you see here, so all of these with the graphs, those are all points, rebounds, and assists. And then I'm going to give you 2 of these. So basically what I'm trying to show is that all of these are the plays that are here for today. So if you want access for that, go to the 1-day pass. or you can go to the 1 week pass. And I was actually thinking about this, but I forgot to do it before I hopped on the live. But send me a text message if you're interested in this. I'll give you guys for $10 for the whole week for Thanksgiving. So you'll get not only today's plays, but you'll get all of tomorrow's plays, Friday, all week until next week, even covering Monday Night Football for $10 for the whole week. So if you're interested, I'm only going to offer it here on this video. I was going to create a special link for that, but I forgot before I jumped on the live. What site are you using to find the money versus the public bets stats? It's called the Sharp Edge. So now let me go to the next game. So right now I will tell you Giannis has been out for the last 4 to 5 days or something like that. So this one is a little bit more questionable, but I'll still go through it and show you what this means. So the line did open. Well, let me just show you the injuries. This guy has been, like I said, has been out or questionable for the last 5 games or so. He just came back. The other guy, too, is Hero. He was out for like 3 games, I believe. I can't remember how many games he was out, but he just came back. So these are their top scorers, okay? For Milwaukee, the top scorer is Giannis. For Miami, their top scorer is Hero. So they do have a lot of questionable players over here, but this guy has pretty much been out for a long time already. These other guys are not that important as far as the scoring. The big one for scoring is Hero and Giannis, okay? Remember that. Now, Miami does have an 88% hit rate in their last 9 home games, so they're extremely good at home. And then whenever they're favorite, like they are today, they hit 9 out of 13 games. They've hit the over. So this is one of these rare occasions where the public money aligns with the sharp money. And this is where the sharp money and the public money align. The line started at 232. And then I believe the reason that this is moving up is that Giannis was considered to play and Hero was considered to play. So this line, the books had it wrong. And now the books adjusted to 237. So that's a 5-point line move. Also, 73% of the money, 73% of the bets is coming in on the over. 77% of the money is coming in on the over. So the line you would be looking at is the over 232. So like I said, this is a rare occasion where the public and the sharp is aligned and the line is shifting up. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the over, but I'm buying it back to the original line of 232. Let me keep going here. Now, the Thunder are going against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves killed our win streak 2 days ago. They lost to a pretty bad team, I believe. I can't remember who they played, but they lost pretty bad. Anyways, Thunder, right now, the line is everything's looking towards the Thunder. I'm not touching the Thunder. All I'm telling you, the reason I'm showing you this is because I'm actually using the Thunder as a parlay piece. So I'm taking the Thunder on the money line with one of these props because I didn't have enough of the props to parlay them together. So in order for me to bring the juice down, I actually took the Thunder on the money line, but they're extremely expensive at like a minus 300 or 350 or something like that. Anyways, 8-0 record, and they outscore them by 7 points. And then their win percentage, or I'm sorry, their win probability, it says that they should be winning 85% chance that they'll win. Now, I'm thinking about adding this. I'm not quite sure yet, but this is kind of the graph of what I can start sharing. I'm not going to do it quite yet because it's not quite ready, but you can see right here. This gives you all the NFL props for this week, and it gives you this great tag over here. Gives you the percentage. There's a lot of information here. You guys can take a screenshot of this. I'm not gonna share these until I'm able to test them and make sure everything is functional on it. So I'm gonna go very quickly again, just kind of recap exactly what I just said. Before I do that, make sure you go to the free picks. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Check out the 1 week pass. If you want the 1 week pass for $10, send me a text message and say, hey, I want the link for the $10 for 1 week. I normally don't do that, but I'm doing it for Thanksgiving. So these are the anytime touchdowns. We also post inside the YouTube channel. We post these posters, which are streaks for points, rebounds, and assists, shots on goal, and anytime touchdowns. Obviously, anytime touchdowns is only once per week, but the shots on goal and the points, rebounds, and assists, We post those every single day inside our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe for that. And then I gave away, I like Detroit. The line moved. They have much better offense. They're on a 13 game win streak. They're 15-2 in the last 17 games. The line went from underdog to favorite. So I'm taking Detroit. And then I'm skipping this game, but you might want to look at the Hornets to cover the spread at a plus 9.5. I already told you I have about, 20-something props, something like that, with the two games that I just shared. And then this one should be going on the over because these guys are back and the books had it wrong. They started at a 2.32 and they were forced to move it up to a 2.37, even though all this money is coming in on the over. So the line and the sharp is aligned. Also, the Thunder should demolish the Timberwolves. And then these are just some props to take a look at with great stats for this weekend for football. Don't quote me on these NFLs. I have not tested these. I have not checked these. These are just stats, okay? So that's what I had, guys. Appreciate you all, man. Let's have a great Thanksgiving. If I'm not back I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow or not, but I did say I was going to go through the NFL today, but I just started looking at the NBA, and I completely forgot that I said that. So I will, if I do have anything in the NFL, I'll throw it out on the free picks. I might not make a video, may or may not make a video tomorrow. If I do, it'll be based on the NFL. All right, guys, if you want the 1 week pass, I'm doing it for Thanksgiving appreciation for you guys. We did grow to about 2,500 subscribers now. We had about 10,000 on TikTok, and then they banned us for talking about sports betting. So TikTok was very, very strict. And YouTube is getting there too. So if you guys don't want to miss out on the plays, make sure you click on where it says free picks. Also subscribe to this channel. All right, guys, thank you so much. Let's have a great day.